Okay, by the looks of it, check. Doing all of the checks. Good evening, everybody, and I hope you have had a lovely Sunday today. I am the Bardic Knock. I am the Dungeon Master and creator of this world. For those of you who are not sure what we are doing, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons. Specifically, a 3.5 game. And we would like to thank the lovely people down, you can see the little logo down there, and, well you're on the channel, from Welcome to the Party. Welcome to the Party is a very lovely gaming community which organises lots and lots of different games of all ages and generations. There's loads of 5e games, there's our 3.5, and they do a whole bunch of stuff. You can find out more if you follow them on Twitter, if you follow them here on Twitch, do that. It's great. You can even subscribe and get some great rewards, which we will tell you about momentarily. You can also join the Discord server, which has loads of amazing conversations. You can chat with everybody, and sometimes we even talk about tabletop role-playing games. Other times we just share pictures of cute animals, because who doesn't like cute animals? Anyhow, normally, this is where I would have my lovely players go around and introduce themselves. Unfortunately, it appears two of our players are currently MIA. One of them being our lovely, mysterious, charismatic sorcerer, Varco. He is not here because he's going off on his honeymoon. Woo! So we wish him and his new partner, I assume it's wife, but don't want to, and his lovely new partner off on their life journey together, so well done, and we should be seeing him next week. Unless something horrible happens. Fingers crossed that doesn't. Have a good honeymoon.
Find some wood and knock on it.
I would then ask Blake to introduce himself, but I think he might be working. He often gets called in last minute to do certain jobs here and there. So unfortunately, we are a druid down as well. So, Rebecca.
He's the druid to go up the giant scary mountain, right?
It'll be fine. So, Rebecca, you have the oh-so-beautiful job of being the first person, other than me, to say who you are. If you'd be so kind as to introduce yourself to all of our lovely viewers.
My name is Rebecca. I'll be playing the half-orc bard Primrose today.
Yes, we do enjoy Primrose. Primrose is a very beautiful character with plenty of things going on for them. There's a love triangle. We don't know what just happened last night. It's enjoyable.
Imaginations
fun.
are running rampant.
Yeah. Yes.
But we don't know.
We don't know, and that is completely at the discretion of Primrose to divulge if they choose to. Anyhow, moving on from that.
Yes.
TJ.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you have something else you wanted to say?
No, she cut out on her end, so she was just wondering if we heard her.
Oh, I heard her. Yeah, I heard her introduce herself.
We got ya. So.
Good.
Perfect. Well, my name is TJ, and I'll be playing Flick, the Halfling Rogue. Not a bard this week. Not going to mess that up. I'm pretty sure after 3 levels I should remember his class, but you never know. And yeah, that's it. We're good.
And next up.
My name's Cody. I play Kid the Dark Horse. I am a human fighter. Currently apprentice to Notepad Raygon. My awesome and I guess a little too secretive teacher. But unfortunately, with Vaco not here this week, I cannot pester too much more on that.
It is a minor downside, but it just means you might have to try and ask other people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
See what Flick thinks about it. And last but certainly not least, hometown hero. Archer, who are you?
I am Archer, and I am playing Keldor, the Knightly Gnoll. And we're going to be having some fun this week. Excited.
Yes, we are, because I've been teasing you non-stop about the potential to actually, do that thing some people like to do.
Crap out of stuff.
Yes.
It's called combate, right? Pretty sure that's it.
I don't know. I've only ever seen the word written down. I've never actually done it.
Yeah. I hear we might have to roll dice and kill some things or something. I don't know if I'm morally okay with the whole killing of the things, but
I mean, what does a fighter actually do,
I mean, TJ, I'm not sure if I'm morally
Wait,
okay with rolling dice.
Things in this game yet?
No, I one-shot the Gnoll leader, remember?
Oh yeah,
Also,
right.
I
Yeah.
have the first control. I have the first confirmed kill of the entire game if you don't count the thing
Ooh.
falling on the.
That is true. He did kill the undead thing, but does it count if it's undead?
Oh yeah.
I think it counts more.
Or
Right,
was
I
it
forgot we
undead?
killed
Did you
one
kill a
undead thing on the way
goblin
to
or a
town.
orc?
I killed 6 things that game. I don't know. I can't tell you.
We killed a bunch of things. It's
Yes,
it's
we did.
good.
Yeah, and speaking of which, if you want to find that game, you can go and find that on my
Shush,
YouTube
Katie.
channel. It doesn't have an actual normal thing, so just search for the Bardic Knock and you'll probably find me. Okay, I'm done plugging myself. There's probably a really
Don't
bad
just
joke
keep
in there
our
somewhere.
secret.
Oh,
Anyhow,
there was several that went through my head.
anyhow, who wants to put on voices and pretend this isn't relatively close to a mental disorder?
Relatively close.
All
You're
right.
telling me it isn't?
Let's see. We have.
I thought this was a support group.
Yeah,
Before that, Flick, do you have any advertisements, sir?
that is a good point. I nearly forgot. Because this
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
channel here, Welcome to the Party, offers some fantastic things if you subscribe. What do they offer if they subscribe, TJ?
Why, all sorts of stuff, Matt. Just for becoming a subscriber to the channel without breaking your wallet open at all, you can become able to grant a crit success to a player of your choice anytime. And that can really alter the game. And that's just for becoming a subscriber. If you want to have even more influence, there's all sorts of things that you can do by actually donating to the channel and helping keep all our lovely games and the channel itself afloat. And one of those things is, at the bare minimum, you can donate 300 bits to... Oh, I don't have my stuff up here. Where did it go? This is what I get for being on the wrong computer. No.
For
There
300
we go.
bits, you
Yeah,
get
put it up.
advantage.
Yeah, there we go. That's why I couldn't remember it, because advantage isn't a thing in 3.5.
But
I'm
it
like,
is when you
which
do it.
mechanic is it? Yeah, well, it's not exactly like it's a hard one to implement, right?
I don't know how it works, guys.
It's hard to work in any game.
How could you possibly make a system in which you just roll 2 dice and pick the higher one work?
I don't know. I don't know if that could. I don't know if that's going to fit into the complicatedness of 3.5. No, complexity isn't a word here either. Complicatedness is what we go with. And at the other end of that scale for donations, you can go all the way up to actually altering our character sheets. You can give +1 to a stat of a character. Crit success to a player is all. It's a good thing we can't do -1s.
Oh,
Yeah, I would
that would be
hate Just get
terrifying.
full legion. Yeah, we'd all be 0, 0, 0, 0 characters.
My
That's
wisdom
episode
is
12.
low enough as it is. I don't need it to be lower.
Right?
See, the
So
thing
you
is,
flip with 2 strength.
just so you guys know, as the runner of this game, I can change what the rewards are for this game, so I could make that an option.
Yeah.
Donate 5 bits, -1 to a stat of a character. It's 5p or 5 cents.
Donate
Silly
5
Americans.
bits.
Oh my goodness.
Give us a nickel. We'll tear our character sheets up.
Hey, fuck up our game just for a nickel.
Totally worth it.
Okay. One other thing, we should probably tell people
on both Twitch and Twitter.
Yes, there is also now a YouTube channel where you can find all of the games which get played on here. They're there, they're archived,
That's awesome.
and it's a lot of fun. So go and find them.
Yeah, there are a lot of other great games on the network. So
Oh, there are
feel
some
free to,
fantastic
Yeah.
games out there.
There are a lot of really good streams that happen.
You know, some
So,
don't even have tech
Check
issues.
out
So,
the other ones. They're great too.
but you know, if you had to choose, if you could only watch one, make it this one, so they like me and let me come back and do more stuff. I joke, of course, but please,
Talked about the desperation meter, Matt. Turn it down. Turn it down.
Let me-
Come on, crank it back.
let me come back. Desperation is my only gimmick. Anyhow, Dungeons and Dragons. Dragons that are in dungeons. That's what we're doing. Okay, where we finished off last time. I zoomed out way too much there. You had all had a lovely bath in excruciating detail, and something I had set aside maybe an hour for took nearly 3. But, you know, that's fine. And then you all went off and you went and got a good night's rest. Probably the most comfortable night's rest, with the exclusion of Flick, who decided to just go sleep in the streets, that most of you have had in a good long while. So, as... I just had a total brain failure. Like, I literally forgot how to speak. It's like, there's a word I'm meant to be saying now. Anyhow, as the...
So I had a cat, a dog, and a child come into the room all at the same time. So.
Bedlam.
Yes.
As the beautiful morning sun pierces through the spattering of clouds, Flick, you are obviously the first to awake because you have no protection, you have no curtains, you have nothing keeping you nice and warm and toasty, like a comfortable bed or the loving touch of a kind mother. You have never known these things. You don't know these things. So you wake up with the piercing bright winter sun blaring around you. It's not warm. Obviously it's winter, but there is a certain refreshing crispness in the air as you awake.
Okay. Flick is sitting next to a fire that he created at the end of the last game, and in a very mournful state for anyone who wasn't around. It was kind of a funeral pyre type situation, saying goodbye to some of the lost. And as goes with many funeral situations, Flick rolls groggily up onto his butt with his eyes clenched tightly shut for far longer than it should take, and then reaches down on the ground and finds his flask and picks it up and realizes that it's empty. And then
That's just
a section of his backpack.
I was about to say, that's the most depressing thing I've heard. The flask
Just
is
a given.
empty.
And yeah. And he's going to stumble to his feet and then head into... He's going to start heading towards the, I think the tavern where everybody else was, but then he remembers and he heads over to the tanner, assuming that it seems like it's late enough in the morning that it would be open.
Yeah. I mean, it's... As I said, you're the first to wake up. It's still quite early, but you can make the assumption, judging by the kind of man that this tanner was, you're fairly certain he's the type of person who wakes up, at 4 in the morning to go out and kill something for breakfast.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm going to head there and check if Big Jim is in.
Yes. You walk in, you find it's a pretty expected sight because you met the fellow yesterday. He's there. He's got his back to the door because he's getting on doing things. This figure stands there with muscles rippling across his back. The little bell rings as you push in through the door. You kind of turn around. Ah, all right. You here for your cloak?
Well, that was the idea. But if you need more time...
Nah, it's done. Got a I can't really call it bad news, but well, yeah. You'll see. He
okay.
He walks into the back room and comes back carrying this, this beautifully crafted cloak for you. It's very obviously the skin of a saber-toothed tiger, as far as you would understand it. The headpiece is still on. It's still got its large fangs attached to it. If you look down, it's had to be reformed to fit someone of your size, because obviously a saber-toothed tiger is bigger than you. But
Clearly.
where the arms would reach their natural cuff points around the wrist, it has the saber-toothed tiger paws on it still. So it's kind of like if you put it on and were to get down on all fours, you would look like a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh my god, improved hide check, yes.
Tiny saber-tooth.
When he
Saber-tooth tiger.
When he presents it to you, he lays it out on the counter. He goes, "Well, see, the thing I was, I suppose you could say warning, yeah. These up here," and he guides you up to the two very obvious-looking fangs, which, upon closer inspection, have been carved out into actual daggers, and not just a normal stabby dagger. These have been carved out to resemble that of serrated hunting knives.
Nice.
Oh yeah. And he shows you how they attach and detach. Like, yeah, so what you do is you just pinch it here, and then it pulls out, and these are just made out of the actual... Is a tooth a bone? Sure, why not? Out of the bone. So these are like teeth carved into daggers. The issue I had with it, I got a bit carried away with the level of craftsmanship, and there's certainly of the equivalent. Yeah, didn't know Big Jim knew big words, did you? There's certainly
I am a suspicion.
they are about that of what you would expect from a master blacksmither. So, I mean, obviously, it wouldn't be fair of me to ask you for more money, because you know, I gave you a price and I just did a real good job. But you know, if you'd be kind enough to recognize.
I'll be honest with you, man. I'd be happy to offer you a little more, but I literally have 5 gold left in my name, and I kind of need to eat.
Oh. TJ, is that a bluff check?
No, that's not a bluff check.
Where did you spend all your money?
That's the truth.
Here.
I only got 80 gold. I started with like 5, and I got 80 from the shopkeep in the beginning. And remember, I dumped like 25 in Furness on buying refugees lunch. And then I gave some to the pickpocket kids that I trained there, and that's like 25 or 30 out of it. Yeah, and then I had like 55 left, and I gave him 50, and I got like 5 left.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
had, like, 6
I
stores
forget,
for the
you
You
guys
can
have...
actually get into my profile, so you can check that if you want. You have access to my character sheet.
Oh, yeah. No, I just assumed you still had more. Goes to show you, I've not given you guys any money in this game yet.
And
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
yeah. I've been letting his heart actually keep him from robbing people who really couldn't afford it, because that's, kind of he has sympathy. He's lived a shitty life, and he doesn't want to inflict that on people who are also living a shitty life.
Big Jim kind of looks at you, and he acknowledges, like, actually, yeah, you know what, perfectly fine, perfectly legitimate. He goes, oh, well, no pressure, but, if you ever need anything else, or, if you ever come into some cash, and you're feeling kind and generous enough to, give me a donation, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. That worked back through.
Yeah.
I will definitely keep you in mind. And in the meantime, I will be happy to spread the word and the look of your fine craftsmanship all over the land.
Oh, well, I'm not looking to franchise or nothing, I'm a small town guy, personally. But, I suppose it can't hurt, if someone wants to travel out to me, yeah, I'll make them summon, but thanks kindly. Don't think you ever gave me a name, or did you, and I just forgot?
No, I don't think I did. The name's Flick, and holds his hand up at like a 60-degree angle.
Yeah, and he hands out, he extends his hand, this giant paw of meat that pretty much, it's the equivalent of a baby holding their hand out to a fully grown man. And as he grabs your hand, you can feel the coarseness of his skin, how hard it's worked. But he shakes your hand so delicately and so kindly. It's like, maybe you're not just the terrifying big man. Maybe you... Okay.
No, he's just a terrifying big man. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
He will then go on and show you all the other things he made in the cloak. On both of the wrist paws, cuff things, there is now a knife. I've forgotten the word. Sheath? Yes, let's call it a sheath.
Yeah.
And how that works is they're not like spring loaded, but they're easy access. So as a free action, you can draw the knives out of there. It's a full round to put them back in because it's fiddly, but it means you can pull them out very quickly. They can only hold one knife each, so it's like, ooh, yeah, I can quickly draw knives out. The same goes for the teeth knives, whatever you want to call them. I don't really know what to...
That's what you...
Yeah, I think that's definitely what we call them.
Sabers.
Yeah, and they are the equivalent of masterwork. So...
Awesome.
+1. And it means that if you were to ever to come into money and someone who can make magic items, you could get them enchanted.
Oh, right.
And the same goes for the cloak as well. The cloak is considered masterwork, so if you ever wanted to get an enchantment put on it, you could.
Sweet. Okay. Awesome. I leave there happy as a pig in what pigs are happiest in.
Alrighty.
Which is not being bacon, in case anybody was wondering.
I was going to say, I'm pretty certain pigs are happiest in a sandwich.
They're certainly not saying that they're not happy when they're in a sandwich.
So now you have your badass new cloak of amazingness. Are you heading to the tavern to meet up with your comrades?
Yep, that's all I had to do. I will head off and meet up with the crew.
Alrighty, so Whip, you go there. Kid, where did you sleep last night?
Slept, actually in the back of the wagon. Didn't really feel like going inside. I didn't feel like that would really fit how I was feeling right then and there.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So, is there anything specific you want to do in the morning before you go and meet up with everybody, or?
No, I go through my morning routine, get up, kind of do some stretches a little bit, and then begin studying from my spell book for the day. I'm really thinking about what sort of thing is coming up, and I'm having to make a big decision on this one.
Alrighty.
Because of what Vako said last week, I've really hadn't thought about the level of trust I place in the people around me from this point on. So today's the day I'm going to test that a bit.
Alright, sounds good.
And I plan my spells accordingly.
Nice.
Interesting.
Obviously
Very
the
interesting.
wagon is, the wagon's right across from the tavern. You know that a bunch of your comrades went and slept in there for the evening, so if once you're ready you want to go meet up with them, you can, or you can say, hey DM, fuck you, I'm going off on my own adventure.
No. Me and Sugar are gonna head directly to there.
Alrighty. That brings us to Keldor. You spent the night in your childhood bed. How do you feel, Keldor?
Extremely well rested.
Yeah, you do.
So, getting up, I would probably have to be prodded awake because habits, and it's, you know how when you go back to your home and you fall into all your bad habits again and never wake up on time?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what's happening to Keldor.
I mean,
And so
that's what you think is happening.
his mom has to physically poke him to get him to get up.
And see, I quite like the idea of your little sister charging into a room and jumping on your bed. She's just excited you're home. She don't care that you're sleeping. She's going, Keldor!
I think we would have established that the room's off limits for girls, but
Come on, man. You got the benefits of a big brother and a dog. How could you stop?
You have a point. So yeah, she probably does charge in and then jump on my stomach. Alright, so getting up, I would probably go down, have breakfast, the normal stuff.
Yeah. Much like the stew
Actually
you had.
early, because yeah.
What I was gonna say, sorry, I shouldn't have cut you off. My bad. Much like the stew you had the day before, this breakfast, it has the sensation of a mother's love. It's made fresh. It's made beautifully. You've got a smiley face pancake essentially with eyes made of eggs, and a smile made of bacon. It's beautiful. It's kind. It's sweet. Fresh made maple syrup that your mother probably went and drilled from the tree out in the garden this morning. It is the most lovingly made breakfast, and chances are on one hand, this is kind of standard. This is what Keldor is used to. On the other, you've not had it for a month, so.
No, I'm definitely digging into this with full, it's just gone almost instantly.
The entire time you're eating it, your younger sister is essentially staring over at you, and her eyes are filled with brightness and happiness, and she's kind of bouncing a little bit in her seat. She is so excited to have you home. She's going, Big Brother Keldor, what are we gonna do today?
You just had to do that, didn't you?
Yeah. What are we doing?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go to work today.
Aww.
But when I get back, we'll go to the tree fort.
Yeah. She understands that you have a real job and gets that, but she is so excited by the concept of actually getting to spend time with you when you get back. She's pumped.
Good. At that point, I will turn to my father and be like, "Yeah, speaking of job, I'm gonna need a bit of stuff for the mountain trip."
Well, what are you needing exactly? Rope, shoes, food. Some stuff is. It's not a quantifiable thing, Keldor.
Say what?
Just saying some stuff. That's not quantifiable. Come on.
I guess you didn't hear me. Do we still have that climbing kit in the back?
Ah, yes, climbing kit. I don't see why we wouldn't have it. Let me go check. I mean, it's just been gathering dust. He gets up from the table, wanders off, and goes, nope, not that. Nope. Nobody saw that one. Put that away. Climber's kit. And he comes back out of it and goes, there you go. I would say don't lose it or break it, but, it's not like I'm using it, so do what you like with it. But...
Alrighty. With that, I will say my farewells and head to the blacksmith first, actually.
Okay, yeah. You head on over. The happy little dwarf stands there with a smile over his face. He goes, "Ah, Keldor. You'll be liking what I've done for your armor." And he hands it over to you. It's bright and shiny and brand new looking.
Sweet.
It's very pretty.
Okay. I take my outfit back from him, my chain shirt, put it on over to the keep.
Okay, so you throw your armor on, you're good to go. You then, assuming everyone went to the tavern, are you heading to the keep, or?
I am heading to the keep to talk to both the Lord and my master.
Alrighty.
Lord. Knight. Would it be master? I don't know what the proper term is.
I suppose teacher?
Teacher probably is the best term for it.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? We'll continue on with that, because everyone else is at the tavern, so there's no point jumping there and then coming back to you on your own. Okay, you know the drill. You can just walk into the keep. There's no guards. It's a pretty laid-back place. You walk in, you see the Duke sat in the Great Hall. There's your other sister, there's the priestess. They're having a small and light breakfast.
Okay. Walking up to the Lord, being suitably respectful, not too. if he knows if there's a map for the mountain in the library.
The Duke kind of he lifts his head up, still with a mouth slightly full, because you asked him whilst he was in the middle of eating, and he goes, and at that moment you feel the familiar thwack of a wooden stick upon your snout.
Kildor, let the Duke finish his meal before pestering him with asinine questions.
I just turn to my teacher and be like, well, we do have to head off soon, and the earlier the better.
And with that, the Duke, he forces the mouthful of food down his gullet, and he goes,
What I was going to say is, I don't think we personally have one, but, come on, Keldor, you know that, the dwarves in their little mining, you can't call it an encampment if it's just one building, but, they've been mining that mountain for years, generations. I'm sure you could probably navigate, at least half of it by just going through their tunnels.
That is a wise. That's actually very wise. Thank you for that.
I didn't get Duke title because I'm a pretty face. Although I am pretty.
I just cock my head at him and then raise an eyebrow. And I'm just like, and with that I just I say my goodbyes and head for the tavern where I assume the rest are.
Oh, Keldor, don't run off just yet. Wait. When you've gathered all of your companions and whatnot, we have prepared some supplies for all of you. There's not much, but we have a few bits and pieces. If you'd want to have them come here and collect them, and yes, that'd be very lovely, very kind.
I will let them know.
Okay. Bye.
and he returns to eating his food.
And I head to the tavern.
Meanwhile, at the tavern.
That's what I was saying. Whenever you are sitting there, going over your scars every day, one of the things that you really need to do is just think, is this one new?
I love the idea that Kid isn't even talking to somebody he knows. He just walked up to a random stranger.
That's precisely what's happening.
Oh my goodness.
So, basically, you don't need to worry about your stretch marks.
That poor woman.
Wow.
Hey, not only women have stretch marks.
I know. I just had this image of, a woman who's carrying a newborn baby.
Hey, I mean, charisma of 7. I gotta do something.
See, the reason I was pausing is because I was trying to think of the most delicate way of asking Rebecca how Primrose wakes up.
First of all, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Well, I can.
Yes,
The phone is the way to go then. Okay. So, actually, they got 2 separate beds, but, Primrose, either subconsciously or consciously, they're not really sure, but, Primrose wound up at the foot of, Eliza's bed, curled up in a blanket that morning. They woke up like that. I'm not really sure how that happened.
We will leave that to the imagination.
I got lost. I didn't know where to go.
I did not realize this was not my bed.
I got
Sorry,
lonely.
dearie. I wander sometimes.
Okay, so Primrose and Eliza wake
I
up.
mean, there's still to say besides. Get your head out of the gutter.
Alrighty.
That's my home.
I know it's my home too, but I mean, I'm.
So, how early do Primrose and Eliza wake up? Have they slept in? Because if they sleep in too late, there will be a knock at the door. If they're up and at 'em and get downstairs before anyone else is there, that's fine. But if you want to say they've slept in, someone will probably come and wake you guys up because everyone would be waiting for you.
Yeah, hang on, my cat's trying to eat nickel.
Everyone's cat is going off doing dumb stuff today.
That's great. Anyway, my cat's a thief. I mean, they were up pretty late just talking about life.
Sharing their hopes and
they
dreams.
went to bed. Yeah.
Describing how
they went
they
to bed in separate beds, but Primrose wound up on the floor somehow, and I'm quite sure how, but opened their eye and there's sunlight streaming in, so I guess they slept in.
Okay. Eliza, she kind of rolls over trying to hide her face from the sunlight, and she's a little bit, no, don't wanna. She likes sleep.
Okay. So Primrose will sit up, pop their head up over the side of the bed and like, oh, how did I get here? This is weird.
We've all been there before.
See, I thought it was awkward describing like the pre. Didn't realize how much more awkward describing the post would be.
That I know of.
Eliza, she is very much. No, she's still half asleep. She rolls and turns her back to the window and essentially tries to like pull a cover over her head. And she's going, "No, I don't want to get up yet. It's too comfortable. No."
Primrose will reach out their hand and poke Eliza in the shoulder. Time to get up.
As you do that, she turns her head and she rubs her cheek against your hand. She goes, "Oh, do I have to? Couldn't I just stay here? It's much. It's comfy and warm and nice."
Poke her in the face.
Wow.
I was about to say something. I probably am going to say it anyway because why not? Well, if you want something warm, you can always cuddle against me, but that's just me.
Here we go, back to grade 7.
Are we going for I don't know what the polite term is, round 2?
So oblivious. I'm not sure what more you want me to want from me besides obliviousness?
Good lord, last
I'm
time
trying very
you
hard.
break her hip.
I don't know. It's fine. If you,
That's wondering if. Yeah.
I'm wondering where I should go. And now we move
The
away.
character and.
Yeah. If you offer Eliza a nice little morning cuddle, she'll do that. She'll roll over and she'll like put her head into the crook of your neck, and she'll be very happy cuddling in and like wrapping her arm around. She'll let out a deep sigh. She goes, oh. See, this is nice, but I suppose we should get up before someone comes and knocks on the door and asks where we were. Ah, dear.
Well, no one's going to come looking for the two of them.
And with that, yeah, Eliza's a little uncertain of how much physical affection to show you at any given moment at the moment, so she'll very hesitantly kiss Primrose on their cheek and then get up. She'll slowly sit up and proceed to get dressed, don her armor. Once all of that is done, she'll kneel at the foot of the bed, do some praying, and prepare her spells for the day.
Meanwhile, Primrose is frozen next to the bed the entire time they're getting ready. Like eyes wide open, or eye wide open, just like, wait.
Please.
Once
Very faint blush on their cheek.
I keep forgetting Primrose only has one eye, doesn't she?
yes, they do. Once Eliza is done praying, she gets up off her knees and she'll, gently put her hand on Primrose's hand, like wherever it is, and she goes, "Oh, well, I guess we should go down and meet everybody else, and I know this is weird and awkward, and perhaps one could argue mildly contrived to make a slightly more interesting story for a potential viewership, but what
No, but
what are we? Yeah.
Yeah, was about to ask you the same question, but Eliza, I don't know how to put this.
when two women love each other very much.
No, it's not that.
Lots of pervy men get aroused.
You do know I am old, correct? I could technically die at any time.
Well,
I don't
not
I don't know how to. I don't know what to say.
not wanting to sound like a negative Nancy or anything like that, but we all could die at any time. The most powerful and advanced city in the entire country got burnt to a crisp in less than a few hours. Why waste time worrying about social conventions or or any other such idiocies when you have a chance to be happy, or at least just enjoy yourself. You know, I of course, I'm
Sorry.
I'm fond of you. You know, you're a very beautiful and kind person, but you know, I'm not saying we need to get married or anything like that, but we can just be whatever this is, if it makes us happy.
Stop making me fall in love with your characters, Matt. I don't like it.
No.
Take. I don't know what it is about losing an eye that turns you into total catnip, but apparently.
I like the idea of it. If Flick notices this, he's gonna seriously look at one of his daggers and go,
Something's fishy.
After
That came out way
that,
dirtier than I meant it to.
so after that nice little speech Eliza gives, Primrose just stares at her before quickly enveloping her with her with their arms and just pulling her close.
oh, big hug.
It is. Yeah. I could be happy with.
Eliza will reciprocate the hug. Hold it for, however long the hug feels comfortable. Like, then with that,
No, it goes way past the point of feeling comfortable.
or does it get to a point where it's too
They're
comfortable?
both too awkward to end it.
Oh, I was thinking, it gets that really awkward moment in the hug where it's like, this is where other things would happen, but they can't because we're in public, or because I've actually got to go and I can't take my clothes off yet.
I'm actually not sure that kind of relationship or not. I don't actually know in my head.
Yeah, I mean, we're all just joking around, really, but
I think at this point, but I could be wrong. That's what Primrose thinks. It's just companionship right now, depending on circumstances.
alrighty.
Like wine.
Well, it could be something not like that. It could be, one of them nearly dies. I don't know what's going to happen. Could be anything.
Don't kill my love bug, no.
I'll kill whoever I want to kill.
And I'll kill all your NPCs.
I'll make you love them and then I'll kill them.
I'll just start with the Bardic Knock. That'll be easy enough.
Oh no.
Oh shit, I can't kill him. I kill the Bardic Knock. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, it turns out he's a god.
Nope, I think I just committed suicide. Whoops. Okay.
I think right now Primrose considers it just the companionship. That's fine with them. It's considering how long they've lived.
Yeah, that's completely
for
fine.
the rest of my days.
Yeah. Once the hug reaches its natural stopping point, Eliza very politely asks, because she recognizes, okay, yeah, this is companionship. More than friends, but it's not rampant.
No.
Insert other words there.
If I was playing a younger character, it might very well be, but not this day.
Yes. So, when the hug reaches its natural endpoint, Eliza very, in an almost practical manner, she'll ask, I don't know how comfortable you are with all of this, but I completely understand if you want to, not act as close in the company of everyone else. If you don't want me to, be too close or to hold your hand or anything like that, I completely understand.
Can I claim you as my partner? That'd be great.
Pardon, what was that?
Can I claim you as my partner? That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Ow, ow. We're gonna make this sexual.
Guys, no.
It's totally up to you. I can't help being that guy sometimes.
We're all that guy sometimes.
Comedian. I chose a career that excuse.
Yeah.
I'm a professional that guy.
No?
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, she's more than happy. Agreeing to that, she's overjoyed, in fact. And with that, she will happily hold Primrose's hand and say, oh, well, I suppose we should go and meet with everybody else then, find out what the plan for moving forward is. And she will maintain holding your hand as you walk out of the room.
Yay.
Yes. As Primrose and Eliza head downstairs into the tavern, you see all of your, let's call them friends. You see the Prince, you see Bardic Knock, you see Notad, you see Smiles and Flick and Kid and all the other people. There's too many of you, quite frankly. They're all sat around eating breakfast. Teldor, if you want second breakfast, you can get some. It's already been paid for. Or you can sit there and go, nah, I'm good.
Did you hear any of that, Archer? This thing is frozen, that's why I'm wondering.
We lost him. They stole him. They
Doodly doo doo.
kidnapped. Oh,
I couldn't hear you guys for a second. What was that?
weird.
Primrose and Eliza, they come down from their room, they're holding hands, and everyone else, all of you guys and all of your NPC buddies, you're all sat around having breakfast. Teldor, obviously, if you want second breakfast, you can have it, but it'd be vastly inferior to the kind of breakfast you know and love. It's food and you're taking it?
Keldor eats a lot.
That is completely fine.
Like a lot.
Is there any particular breakfast table conversations anyone's wishing to have, with NPCs or with each other or anything like that?
That's when I discovered that women apparently don't have that weakness. Found that out
Keldor
yesterday.
is just like listening to this and he's like, yeah. Oh, by the way, the Lord has some supplies for us back at the keep. If we want it.
The Bardic Knock chimes in and goes, wait! What weakness? Women don't have those? What? I mean, I knew that. I've seen lots of naked ladies. Lots of them.
I didn't have to say they were naked.
But I know they didn't. I know what they're like, and, I've even done things. Good things. They liked it when I did
I'm just
things.
looking at the Bardic Knock and like, wait, I gotta roll for this. Do I know?
This is not him attempting to bluff properly.
But I want to see how badly.
Okay.
No.
What is-
I know he's.
Yeah, you.
Because you gotta remember, my wisdom is not high. Who knows? Yeah. But apparently not.
Oh, I'm just clicking around, randomly doing the wrong things. Yeah, if there's any other particular breakfast conversation people want to do, or inquire about particular NPCs or any such thing. If not, you'll all finish up, and everyone will agree to head to the head to the keep to get their supplies as you guys decide who's cracking on forward to the next location of places and things.
Flick doesn't actually say anything during breakfast. He kind of comes in a little almost morose and is kind of like looking down at the ground a little bit. Not like intentionally face down. He's just looks like he's gazing into the floor almost with something on his mind. And he just goes and sits and eats quietly in the corner without much gusto.
Are you wearing your cool new coat?
But it's not really helping his mood. He's kind of like playing with the paws and stuff, but it's like a kid who's been shunned almost, playing with a toy.
I don't know. From kid's point of view, it looks like you just got a really badass new outfit, and then you came to sit down and eat breakfast silently like a badass.
Fair enough. Just painting a portrait.
Oh, that's totally fine. Unst. He's the one you'll be sat next to, and he'll make comment on your new outfit. He goes, "Ah, little man, this is great coat. I see you went and hunted and killed it yourself. It is great, fantastic thing you have done. I didn't think little man could do such thing, but he is clearly freshly killed."
You can trade coin for a lot of things, big guy.
What is coin?
Just broke.
Is coin
You
those...
live in the same world as me, right?
Uns does not act in civilized societies much. If Uns sees thing he wants, Uns go and take it. Usually. Unless it is like person, then conversation must be had and some kind of barter, normally trading like goat or something.
Well, we might have more in common there than you think, but in, as you said, the more civilized societies, they like to have a queen. You know, in case you want something that somebody has, but you don't have anything that they want. If you have this thing called coin, and he pulls out a silver piece, then you can trade that for, almost anything, usually.
Ah! Uns has come across these things. In
Like-
fact, I have bag with them in. I thought they were trinkets, doodads, things for magic man to play with. I did not realize they had everyday use for normal people.
Yeah, depends on the person.
I mean, Unst has no need for things like this. Would anybody like bag of shiny doodads?
I'll take it.
Yes!
Unst
His hand
reaches
is
in.
already out in front of his face.
Unst reaches down to his belt, pulls off a bag, and kind of dumps it on the table. Upon closer inspection, there's actually only, maybe... It's a bunch of silver in there, but only about 50 of the pieces are actual coins. The other pieces of silver are, things like the head of a silver spoon, and part of a silver candlestick. It's just assorted silver.
Ah.
But there are 50 coins in there, and then just a bunch of other bits of silver.
Silver's still worthwhile.
I'm going to whisper
So-
sugar, distraction maneuver 12. And I'm going to...
Are you
the table.
stealing the silver from Flick?
Technically, I'm
Okay, there's
having
clearly-
sugar for
only one fair way.
Oh man, it's whatever I'm willing to do.
Okay. So
I'm not even sure she understand me.
so
Sugar
Good question.
starts like looking at you weird, just like.
Yeah, just tilting his head. Yeah, that's the maneuver. Do it. Just look distracted. Yeah, I don't know. Flick doesn't reach it. And immediately starts looking around at everybody else's eyes, like it's like an old western, like everybody's gonna reach for their gun kind of shit. And assuming that we don't all like leave across the table like feral beasts, he kind of goes towards the well, there's only like how many people want it because we can just divide it.
Keldor's not interested.
Kid is very interested.
All right,
I
well
haven't seen
that's
money for any
that's
of
two
it.
of us. So, and he just reaches out and kind of the pile in half, and like pushes one slightly towards you and starts pulling the other half back towards him.
So it's 25 silver altogether.
Flick, if you want to make a sleight of hand check, I would allow you to try and give yourself a bigger share of it, trying to push more of the non-coined silver towards Kid. That's if you guys want to do that.
Yeah, I'm basically just gonna like put my arm out in the center of the pile and like shimmy my hand down through it. And if one pile is like 5% bigger than the other, then that's fine. But he's trying to make him as even as he can. Really, he's not into stealing from these guys yet.
Good choice.
Kid's proven to be pretty cool so far. And I feel a slight inkling of connection with him over the way he responded to the coin.
Yeah. As the breakfast goes on, is there any NPC in particular you're particularly bothered about hearing from? If not, I'm just going to throw out a few random bits of dialogue from them and leave it at that.
Just like in Skyrim. Awesome, let's do it.
Go for it.
Okay, so there we go. Yep, was just about to type to you, Rebecca, to explain how to fix the chat issue, but you beat me to it. Throck, that sounds amazing. I've just seen the chat. Throck, one of the lovely creators from Welcome to the Party, is talking about a meatball sub he's made from scratch. Now I'm a little bit hungry. Anyhow, as I was saying, the Bardic Knock, he's gonna just be sitting there. He's not gonna continue on his bluster about how many women he's totally had and done things with, because he totally did, and you can't deny it. It happened on summer vacation in Canada.
Where's Canada?
The mystical land of Canada.
Sorry, I pronounced it wrong. I believe it's Canada.
Kenyatta.
Kenyatta.
Cascadia. There we go.
So yeah, the Bardic Knight, he'll sit there and he'll kind of like look around and goes,
When did we get so many people? This seems ludicrous. I mean, I suppose on one hand, well, I suppose it means that not all of us need to go into every little place and every little thing. It means that some of us can just, sit back and, relax, get on with our own things, Because I'm assuming, whoever the primary adventuring group is here, let me just pick some random people to make the assumption. And he points out each of the player characters. You all look like the more adventuring peoples. So, I guess you're in charge of choosing the team. It's like sports when you were a kid. So I'll always be picked last.
I think we're gonna go ahead and Let's see. I'm gonna look over at Eliza, who I hope has a mouthful of food at this point.
Yes, you distinctly notice that you can only actively see one of Eliza's hands. The other one seems to be down, like...
Under the table.
Don't get dirty. It's just holding Primrose's hand. It's very sweet and innocent.
So that's my past experience coming to the fore. That's a me thing.
Oh, TJ, I knew we got along. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who's done that.
Dude, my first girlfriend was a freak.
God. I'm going to point at her and I'm going to say, what she may lack in physical stature, she more than makes up for in the ability to keep us all alive.
She kind of looks up from her plate, mouth full, and goes, "What?" Finishes the mouthful and goes, "Oh, sure. If you want me around, I'll happily tag along and tend to your wounds and make sure everybody's fine and dandy."
Shy, if you've little damage through the time that you've been going, then you should be absolutely fine. You don't have a scar on you.
Well,
I will protect them.
Keldor just speaks up and is like, yes, we're taking the cleric. And then looks at the others and is like very specifically and very bluntly like, points at the bardic knock and says, no. Looks at the other halfling that isn't Flick, says, no. And then looks at the prince and is about to say no, and then goes like, you should probably come. And is like, anything else?
I second the prince.
the other people you haven't
Very
pointed out are
specifically
Notad
not
and Unst.
looking at Unst.
Yeah. When you say no, you get a vague reaction. Bardock goes, "Well, you don't have to be so rude about it." And Smiles goes, "Well, what made you think I wanted to come along with you anyway, dick?"
Good. We don't want you either.
Well, it's just purely coincidence that wherever you happen to be leaving and heading to when you leave this place, that I would probably also head in that way. Coincidences. I'm not part of your crew. Unless you need me. Please don't hurt me. I'm only little. You wouldn't hurt a little man, would you?
Very sincerely, I just look at him and say, depends. And then just turn away.
I'm gonna look at Flick and I'm gonna say, he might.
I wouldn't put it past him, but I wouldn't put it past me either.
Smiles,
Like, I
looks
think it
at
smells
Flick. You can visibly see beads of sweat forming on his forehead. And he goes, "Oh well, my good dear, happy, nice, none trying to murder me friend Flick. You'd never hurt me, would you? I'd never ever dare do anything to betray your trust, because that would be asking. Well, that would just be mean and nasty. And I'm not a nasty fellow. I'm very kind and nice, and I would never do anything to hurt a friend, a dear friend who has certainly never threatened to murder me."
Just a big eyebrow raise from Keldor.
I mean, it sounds like a perfectly legitimate comment.
Can I sense motive on the whole decent guy and stuff? Because since we left Furness, I kind of have been keeping an eye on him, and I want to figure out whether he's.
Yeah, go right ahead. Roll.
Okay. Roll 20 is so much more fun to use with a touchpad.
Is it, or is it just really?
It's a 9, which means I rolled a 2.
That is low.
That's quite low.
With a 9, you can tell that whilst it's not strictly true, because much like yourself, he is a trained thief, a rogue, if you will. But since Furness, He has not done anything untoward. He has been kind and decent.
Because you don't want to get
Alright.
killed.
Exactly. Your threat seems to have worked.
Good reasoning. Miles over to me for a second. Like I just give him the like, come here for a sec.
Smiles kind of shuffles over and goes, yeah? What is it I can do for you? Pally
Hi.
boy, friend.
Look at me in the eye for a sec there, buddy old pal.
Yeah, of course there.
No.
He looks at you
All
in the
right.
eye and gives a little smile, and then like, his eyes dart away for a second because he's a little bit scared of your gaze, but he does force himself to match your eyes.
2 questions. First, how much coin do you have left?
Well, you made me give it all back. I didn't keep nothing. Why do you think I'm following you guys? That's the only way to get around and feel safe. You know, I can't pay a mercenary. I can't afford an inn. You know, you made me give away all of my money.
All right. And second question. As soon as you get some coin and you take off, you gonna go back to your old ways, or are you gonna remember what we talked about?
Well, no. Why would I return to doing something that I know my good buddy old pal has strictly told me not to? I mean, following you fellas around, one thing I have learned for certain is you're fucking terrifying.
And I put a hand on his shoulder and I give him that like casual smile, and I'm like, Smiles, you got no idea, buddy.
You know,
Now,
like, oh come on, I'm a con man, like yourself. You know, I pulled grifts, I pulled this, climbed up into people's windows and stolen things from under their pillows while they were asleep. But you know, just like you. But you know, I'm called Smiles for a reason. I'm happy. I'm nice. Nobody thinks I'm gonna hurt them.
Yeah, and I have seen you use that to your advantage plenty of times.
Oh.
Now, the thing is, Smiles, we both done shit. You know, we've done some of it together, but I've grown.
Well, not physically.
I've found out those. I squeeze his shoulder a little tighter.
Oh shit!
Don't
I'm
say
sorry.
anything
Don't
about
hurt me.
Settle down, man. There's plenty of witnesses here. You're safe. So, the thing is, like I said, I've grown. There's other things in life than just coin, than just surviving. You know that, right? Like, that's not all there. That's most of it, of course. But when you're surviving, there's plenty of other stuff out there, and some of it's kind of important. Like, not fucking those people who are already completely fucked. So, you understand that when we talked back in Furness, I thought that's what you were doing.
Oh yeah.
And
yes,
you see
yes.
why that might see why that might have aggravated me a little bit, because I've been working so hard to change those kinds of things, and it seems like you were just doing exactly what I've been trying so hard to get away from.
No,
So-
I look, Pally, I completely understand. You know, it makes sense. You know, I was doing what I thought I needed to do to survive. You know, get a bit of coin, get a bit of niceness, but I think what you're trying to tell me, and let me know if I'm wrong. Are you trying to tell me that sometimes the real treasure is friendship? Or,
You've
you
been
know,
watching way too many plays, buddy. No, what I'm trying to tell you is that you're more than just a piece of shit. You are, believe it or not. I know that's what you and me have been told our whole lives, but
Well-
it's not true. So, if we choose to keep acting like them, then that's what we're going to be. I'm trying to give you the choice I had. You got a chance right now, bud. You got a chance with us. You got an opportunity here, as I said, to right some wrongs and to change your path a little bit. I'm not saying you gotta be a fucking upstanding member of society. I'm just saying, rob the right people, okay?
Oh,
I can do that. Be like that folk hero. What's his name? Steals from the rich,
Captain
gives.
Hook.
No, not him. Steals from the rich, gives to the poor. Like Robert Hat, I think. Robert Hat. Something like that. Whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally do that, and quite frankly, I've realised as I've been travelling around with you fellows, I know I was semi-joking when I said friendship is the real treasure, but being around all of you and all of these people, I've not quite felt the need to. Well, I've not quite felt so terrified for my life. So maybe friends are more important than gold. And if
Right.
I'm
Isn't
not
it
having
nice when you
to.
get a little bit of that pressure off your back? You don't have to be like, survival doesn't have to be the only thing on your mind.
Exactly.
So,
Well,
in that vein, I am going to invest in this new path you're taking in your future.
oh,
Okay?
it's awful
I see
kind
a
of
lot
you.
of myself have. That's the reason we got along so well. It's the reason we were good partners. But remember what we talked about before?
Yes, something about garrote wire around my throat. Somewhere along that lines, I think.
Something like that. You
Details
got
are a
a
bit hazy.
imagination, but yeah. So, as I said, I want to invest in your future, and I slide the pile of silver over to him.
Oh.
Now, don't disappoint me, buddy. Okay?
Oh no, I certainly wouldn't. Well, if you're not taking me onto this next thing, I'll definitely find something worthwhile to do with all this. I promise you that. And he holds his hand out to you for a very honest handshake.
Let this be the raft that was the pressure that was making you do the terrible things, just like the one that I found. Okay? And
I
take
certainly
his
will.
hand and I shake it.
Yeah. If you like, for a little bit of flavour, because you're both halflings and you're both thieves, this can be like a sort of secret handshake.
Totally is.
If you do a little hand slapping, fist pumping, like whatever it is your little secret handshake is, it's okay. Yep. You probably would have done the same thing.
I like to think it's like we grab each other's hands, and instead of doing the like check the wrist for daggers, we like lean in for the hug, but we're totally feeling each other's backs up and everything. Everywhere there could be a hidden dagger. Like a mini grope fest almost. Like,
And then is there that
clear? Okay, all right, yeah.
Is there that bit where you both reach for each other's back pocket and then turn and go ah?
Yeah, that's perfect.
And when you do, I goes, well, I see you've still got the talents there.
I'll give you your wallet back later.
Yeah, when you break the hug, you both kind of wave each other's money pouch at each other and go, there you go. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, with that, Smiles, he agrees he's gonna go and find something good to do with all of this, so he'll pop on out and get on.
All right, cool. That's all I got for this scene.
Yep.
It's my changing of a soul for the day.
Good man. What was I thinking? The other people you said yes to, the prince. Angus Fire goes, well, of course I was going to be coming along. If there's a mighty powerful treasure or weapon or anything that will allow me to get revenge, then as leader, as the figurehead, I think it's probably best if I'm at least present for it. So if you've got any objections, you can fuck off.
Kid's just kind of mutters under his breath at this one. He's like, well, according to that story, you gotta be pure, so I guess a heart full of pure bullshit.
Can't hurt.
I'm going to speak up. I'm going to say, Keldor, you're taking the brunt of any of the fights this time around. I've basically compromised my fighting to make it to where we can get up the mountain without losing anyone. So, be
I'm
aware
cool
of
with
that.
The grubs from the keep. So, we'd have stuff to help us out in there as well, so.
Yeah. If anybody has anything to, the only other NPCs you haven't really spoken to now are Notad, but yeah, Notad is Notad. You know, he's pretty quiet into himself unless you directly address him. He'll happily give Kid some parting words before you're ready to head off, and it'll be something like, yeah. Now, my pupil, don't die. And that is pretty much all the advice I can give. Don't die.
Enlightening as always, Master.
D'accord.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Real helpful.
And a good journey.
Yeah, as you said, the whole world dying would be great.
And if no one else has anything they wish to directly say with him, he'll smile and go, well, I'm going to, if I am staying behind, I will begin some research, perhaps further some of my studies. This is why I originally wanted to come here. So, you'll have to excuse me. So he'll give a little bow and make his way off. He's going to go do some research and some studying. And that pretty much just... the Bardic Nook, he got off and sulked off on his own because you insulted him. He didn't even make a scene as he left. And that pretty much leaves...
I didn't insult him, I just said no!
You hurt my feelings! Words hurt!
So it pretty much just leaves
bullshit in there. That might be considered an insult.
It pretty much just leaves the 9 of you.
That was to the prince.
That was the prince. So, yeah.
So you've got your adventure squad. Let me just remove. Oh no, you're staying. It's you who's going. So you've got your adventure squad.
Just ride the gnolls.
No. The gnolls are staying, they're getting trained.
Yes,
so that they don't try and eat people when they actually start fighting. Because they will do that quickly.
Okay, with...
Yeah, we were really tempted bringing them to this town at all.
No, the knights are used to... So...
Okay.
Oh yeah,
they did great, so...
Speaking of those gnolls, if any of you notice, you will see the pack of these 9 gnolls essentially being put through what I can only equate to like boot camp. There is a very tall, somewhat muscular woman who seems to be barking commands at them, along with a half-orc and a dwarf, whom they are wearing armor similar to Keldor's and Sir Stannis, and they seem to be putting these gnolls through some serious training, just in and around the village in general.
About the gnolls are as patriarchal as women societies are led by females, which are larger, so they'd actually probably be pretty okay with it.
Gnolls specifically only care if you're stronger than them, and all these knights are definitely stronger than them.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. It's just collecting adventure squad together. Yeah, if you guys have not got anything else to do, you can wrap up breakfast, swing by the keep and get given your supplies. So you'll get given.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep. If just to speed it up, you'll get given. Well, all of you who do not have one will get given a cold weather outfit if you wish to take that. There is about 5 days worth of rations. You'll get given like 2 torches each, and rope. I think that's pretty much it you need for climbing.
Okay, I'm going to preemptively knot the rope that I have
Yeah,
to make it a bit easier for climbing.
that is absolutely fine. If you want to take 20 on that as a use rope check instead of fannying around,
Yes.
absolutely fine.
Oh, yeah.
We're taking the wagon, right? The Bardic Knox wagon.
I think I've been salted.
Well, the mountain itself is not that
Wagon
far.
would be able to go very far.
Okay. Well, what Flick is going to do is he will take all of these things and looking very much like a kid loaded up with too much laundry in front of his face, he's going to go find a spot in the wagon and he's going to stash it. And I assume he's got a pretty good idea of how the inside of that wagon is laid out after spending several days in it traveling.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he's just going to find a secret little spot there, if there are any, and shovel that stuff in there for later use.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys are going.
For sale.
You are going to be taking the wagon.
Get by on our own.
Okay, let me just. Zoomed out too much.
Be on our way. I assume Keldor's leading since he might know the area a bit better.
Getting more
Yes.
It's like hiking.
We should walk.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're walking.
I gotta be honest with you guys. I've never walked anywhere other than the city,
Let me tell you,
and the city's not that big.
it's gonna suck. And then we start going.
Oh, so have you decided you're walking and not taking a wagon then?
Yes, I do believe we're walking.
We are walking because reasons.
Okay.
And as taking point, I will lead them to the dwarven community since I know where it is.
I just need to check. Yes, okay. Fantastic.
Some of this, Matt?
Yes. Let me just
Never mind.
paste you on in, and you can adjust yourselves to however you will be walking in. As you see, things are on this map, and that is what I'll describe. The walk to this, it's just a singular round building. It's very finely built, fine stone. There is smoke billowing out of the top of it. The other building, there appears to be some kind of stable. As you approach, you notice it from a distance to begin with. You can hear the sounds of what is definitely not dwarves. In fact, they sound almost, goblin-y. If that's a word, it is now. Made it a word.
Speaking gobbledygook.
And from a distance, you can clearly make out the sight that this encampment / mining house, whatever it is, appears to have been attacked and overrun by goblins, probably less than an hour ago.
Okay.
Wow.
And with
Wow.
that, I think that's a good time to quickly take a break for everybody.
To take a break.
Taking a break. Unless there's anything you
Alrighty.
desperately want to do right before we do that. Has anyone got any like deep desires to react?
Whenever we do that, it takes like 20 minutes, so maybe we should just think about it on the break and come back with what we want to respond to the situation with.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay. We will be back in a couple of minutes. See you all then. Let me just hit the mute on those people.
All right. See you soon.
Come on, Discord. Mute! Mute!
Do the thing.
Computer's just going slow. Because I've not had to click on things for a while, so it's now going, no, don't wanna.
Oh.
Okay then. Let me just.
God, she was fun. Just through the combination of feats and the fact that she was a shifter, she actually had blind sense as a barbarian. Very briefly, but she did.
Okay, guys, we are
I'm
back.
back.
Okay. Let's do. There we go. Was just waiting for that to catch up from clicking things. So, where we had left off. This building, there's an awful lot of small greenish-looking fellows who appear to be surrounding it, and there goes Kid straight in for initiative.
So, when do we see these guys? How did you roll a -1 initiative?
She's not very fast.
Yeah,
She really isn't.
She's lovesick. Way down by all the pussy she's getting. I just wanted to see how awkward I could make Rebecca feel.
I mean, I'm not awkward. I'm just like correcting you feverishly.
Jesus. So, to answer the question about how far off can you see these guys, this building is only about an hour's walk from town, so you would probably see them. You'd probably see this scene a decent time before you arrive. You'd see it just over the horizon. Keldor, you would see the stable and the stone building, but then around it, instead of seeing a dwarf or something like that, which you would be used to seeing, you see small greenish-looking fellows brandishing weapons. Some of them seem to be riding on the backs of some things. So you have plenty of time to prepare yourselves and make actions beforehand.
Alrighty then.
And are we like clearly viewable on the horizon? Like, is this like plains with a road going down the middle, or are we in the middle of a forest? Or
this is wide open grassland. There isn't a road per se. There was one when you started, but then it kind of fades into nothing. There's kind of like a vague dirt track. But
okay. So
you guys have the advantage, so to speak, because you can see them, and they are actively not looking for you because they appear to be, in the middle of something. So,
didn't you guys say this was a dwarf encampment?
Yep, it's raiders. Let's go.
Oh boy.
That one I can get to. Okay.
Okay, that's not great, but it's not terrible either.
I'm not going to assume I'm the fastest.
So, if all of you would like to roll initiative,
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. I wish I had a real mouse to do this. It would be so much easier. Okay.
Rolling for the NPCs. Holy poo.
Right there. That's where I want to be. Okay.
Okay, so add in Angus and
There we go.
Gunst and Eliza.
Flick moves half a second before I do. Very good thing.
Yeah, because we all know Flick wants to be the first guy to charge in there.
Yeah. Flick is blatantly like the charge in there type.
Why?
He's definitely the tank.
I mean, hey, if they're flat-footed. Which, by the way, Matt, wanted to answer a quick question. There's only, let's see, 4 of them riding wargs right now, or are those just wolves?
They are definitely wargs. In
Okay.
how familiar you are with wargs
Said
in
creature.
character.
I'd assume that I've fought these things before, since they are a common occurrence around this village.
Hold on, I
What the
now
hell are
have
those
a
things?
whole bunch of awesome knowledges that I have gained from my 1 level dip. So I will see what I know about wargs. Jack shit, apparently.
No, jeez. You know nothing about these.
Yeah.
You think that their critical spot is their butt.
I think these are called hippopotamus.
Now, kid looks and goes, "Is that a dragon?"
Oh no, that's a rock. Okay.
Ah.
May I try?
Those look cuddly as fuck.
What are you trying to say, Rebecca?
I was asking if I could try a knowledge check.
Yeah, of course you can.
Damn it! No!
Well, that's a little better.
I know nothing!
Yeah, you go, they appear to be mammals. Wolf-like in nature.
Trying to press Eliza and have failed miserably.
Yes, these are obviously of the mammalian variety. I think if we stab them with pointy things, they should probably die.
Exactly how to put it.
Okay, there we go. Everybody's initiative is in order. These... they are not flat-footed. They appear to be on some kind of guard duty or patrol, so they are on alert, but they haven't looked over in your direction. So, and thankfully, it shows that you guys have rolled higher initiative. So you guys will get to move first, but yeah, the moment you start doing stuff, they're gonna be like, "Ah!"
Except for one of us.
I don't know how it happened.
She's old. Give her a break.
At least we're getting the crit fails out of the way before the actual combat.
Oh yeah.
Good point. All right, so Flick is standing in the center of the party, and he looks at the scary things that he's never seen or really heard described well in front of him, and he looks back at the party, who seems very determined, and then he looks back at the scary things, and then he looks back at the party, and looks back at the scary things, looks back at the party, and then he's going to roll a hide check to see if he can hide behind Keldor.
Yeah, unless Keldor is actively going to say no, you can.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not even paying attention to him at this point.
You can consider yourself in full cover because you're, a little person. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm straight up. Yeah, I'm not even like trying to peek around at the moment. I'm just trying to cover myself while everybody gets into position, and then I will deal with the fallout.
Alrighty. Kid.
Let me see. So, I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to do a bit of a weird action. I am going to charge.
Okay.
I will not get a plus on the hit my AC for it.
Sorry, repeat that, please.
Sure. So, I've got this fun feat called Combat Expertise,
Oh, yeah.
and what I'm going to do is I am going to charge, which would put me about right here, given that it's double my move speed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be using my Combat Expertise feat to take away 2 from my basic twitchness,
Yep.
but it also negates my armor class going down.
Alrighty.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for this goblin right here because he's within reach.
Okay.
And attack bonus or damage bonus. Sadly not going to hit.
Is that with the plus from
But at least
charging?
I'm where I want to be now. Yeah, there's no plus from charging, so.
I thought charging gave you a plus to hit.
Right, but with the base attack plus 2 being lost for the combat expertise.
Yep, that's it. I was just having a slow
Negates it.
moment.
Yep, kids thinking smart.
Yes. Unfortunately, as you're rushing in, you're trying to swing, and you just mistime it, and this chain, your chain, swings past this goblin's face as he goes.
That's fine. It's precisely where I want to be.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, they are now going to respond. Okay, I just need to do some measuring. What does that say on the distance?
50.
50.
Perfect. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yosh! Okay. Well, the first thing, this fellow is gonna rush to about there.
Question. Does that pass
he
through my threat
will-
range?
Yes, it does.
What was the question? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Does it pass through my threat range as it does so?
Well, it was here, and it's going in a straight line, so yes, it does.
Because if he wants to, he has to go this way, which is more. So yes,
Yes.
it does.
So yes, you may make your attack of opportunity.
Alrighty. Let me see. So it's not with a flank. I will lose 2 on this expertise. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to hit the warg. I was going for the warg on that one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no, you don't hit either of them. Once again,
Fuck.
it's very fast movement. You're pulling your chain, you're trying to throw it in a different direction, and unfortunately, the warg has already dashed past you.
Alrighty.
Um,
And as he steps into that range, he has opportunity by me because I have an increased threat range.
yes, you do.
Because I have
Are you attacking the warg or the fellow on the warg?
Ay. Not rolling well.
No, you guys are not doing so good.
Now the one that just rolled up, did it charge at me on this one?
This one, the second one, is charging, but the first one is not, because it was within range.
That's all I need to know. I just wish I could hit it today. I'm so glad I didn't surrender any of that armor. So I do have one more attack opportunity for like,
Wow, you guys cannot hit anything.
hey, we're giving all of our luck to Primrose.
Apparently.
Yeah.
You guys whiff an entire round?
So far.
No,
I
not.
haven't
Oh, okay.
actually gone yet. I've just missed every single attack against things that have come within range.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
I was
don't know how to
confused.
get that luck to manifest in Primrose, but okay.
Yeah, right.
Sing the songs of your people. Give us the ability to attack them back.
well,
Sing a song of rage.
you guys have tried to attack. Now it's my turn. The one which ran towards Keldor, the little goblin on the back of it, is going to swing at you as the warg approaches. That is an 18. Does an 18 hit?
Who? Sorry.
Keldor.
Was that me? Yes, 18 does hit.
Okay, and the 2 which have gone to attack Kid. One of them is a 19, and the other is a 13.
First one will hit.
Okay. Good. Let's roll damage. Do. Come on, where's my dice? Dice. You're not. Yeah. Wrong dice. There. Ha. 6 damage for Keldor, and 4 damage for Kid.
Noted.
Unst. Unst is not a particularly tactful fellow, so he's going to apply the very sound logic of move towards closest, hit it, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to walk on forward, drawing his greatsword, and he rolled a 2, so you guys ain't doing good.
Hey, it's all gonna pay off next round.
Angus,
Hot damn.
eager to prove himself. Yep. That doesn't sound pleasant. He is going to attempt the same. So, move forward, try to hit thing. That's a lot better. That is a... No, what is his plus? That's a 22. And he is going to try and hit... Yeah, he's hitting the actual warg, not the goblin on it. Dealing not a fantastic amount, but it looks like a decent blow. Okay. Now it's the other fellows who are out and about. Okay, so let me check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3 of them, and 2. Okay, so he is going to move there. He's going to move there. And he is going to take a step backwards because he has seen that Kid has got a good range with that thing.
Would that be him trying to step out of my range on that?
Yes, it would.
And god damn it, Kid!
Kid is a little bit too excited.
I think
is
so, yeah.
missing
Yeah.
everything.
And those
The entire party's literally frothing at the mouth.
those 3 fellows, they're all going to unleash a bolt from their crossbows. 2 are aimed at Kid, and 1 is going to be aimed at Angus. So that first one for
Do I get
Kid.
partial soft cover from the fellows in front? Not the one who just stepped away, but the other ones.
The other one,
Because
yes,
they don't
you
have
will get partial cover. The one who is closer, he rolled a 10, so that's no good.
Nope.
The other one, not a natural, but got a 20, so I need to roll. Is it mischance for cover, or is it a plus to your AC? I can't remember.
It's actually just a straight -4.
So that'd be a 16 then.
Yep, would not hit.
Would not hit. Okay, I need to roll, see if he hits one of his friends. Yeah, he's going to hit the rider of the warg directly in front of you, so that fellow. And the one firing at Angus does not hit. The bolt just fires, pings against Angus's armor, and bounces to the floor. So,
I have them right where I want them!
so the one
Sure you do.
that hit his buddy, good hit as well. Yeah, the goblin on this one has just taken a sizable amount of damage as a crossbow bolt hits him in the shoulder, and he goes and begins to screech something in goblin back towards the others.
Does anybody here understand Goblin?
I don't think so.
That's a negative.
Eliza, seeing everything going on, is a little bit confused, and she is going to usefully position herself to be equidistant between the fight, so she can then rush and heal whoever needs healing the most. She's not a fighter herself, but she understands she needs movability and has put herself where she can reach other people. And then we're at Keldor.
Alrighty. Finally. Alrighty. Okay, is there anyone here who looks bigger or meaner than any of the other ones? Or are they kind of like all look like small fry?
These all look like small fry, as far as you can tell.
Alright. In that case, I am going to take a 5-foot step back to here. And I'm going to bash the head. And I am attacking the goblin on the wall currently.
You're attacking the goblin on it. Okay. Try and hit him. You are technically flanking him as well now with Angus McFife on the other side.
Doesn't matter. I cannot use flank bonuses.
Oh, yeah. Because of knightiness. I always forget about that. Well, roll to hit.
God.
You guys are not doing so hot.
Wow.
And I rolled max damage too.
Right?
I think the right turn to give up my
great damage, but freaking can't hit
This
them.
is what we get for making so many friends. We become assholes.
We haven't been fighting enough. Oh, you're saying we haven't given our blade sharp?
You're all really out of shape.
my
You're going, oh,
goodness.
this weapon's heavier than I remember.
That would have probably one-shot the stupid goblin too.
Oh yeah, it really would have done.
Wow.
Primrose.
Which means I would have been able to kill the ward too.
Primrose. There is just
Please sing us the song of your people.
Or whatever. If you got cool spells, that works too.
That too.
Oh no. You're still muted if you're talking. There you go. All good.
Far does Bardic Inspiration reach? So...
I'm right there.
Okay. So all of us just not Kit.
Which that's not a problem.
Not the XC one.
Yep.
Well,
Uh,
there's nothing stopping you moving yourself a little bit first, so all of your companions can hear it.
Yeah, you
true,
can
it's
move
It's either a
right
move or
there.
a standard action, one of the two.
It's a standard.
okay, 1 second. Alright. Okay, so it's a reach of how long is the reach?
The reach, if you're doing bardic music, it's every one of your friends within 30 feet of you.
Let's see,
So if
okay.
you move to right there, any one of these, you can hit basically everybody except for these ones.
Yeah.
Everybody except for Sif and his
Yeah.
Zazel.
Well,
Zendrix.
You'll see that I haven't rolled initiative for those three. What I am doing with in universe, Zindrix, Varco, and Sif, they have purposefully stayed back to act as backup if you need it. All right, we'll hold
There's
back.
Or
Keep an eye on things.
we're Napoleon in this shit. We're keeping reserves.
That would be inspired courage.
Yes.
Alright.
Just for flavour, what is Primrose doing? You whipping out your flute and playing a song for your friends, or are you just shouting encouraging words, or?
Flute, thank you.
Yeah.
Go team, go team, go.
We don't want this battle to be more awkward than it already is. We don't need,
Okay
Fair
then.
enough.
So, Primrose, you whip out your flute. You begin to play. There's a lovely calming sensation, which is probably good for Kid and Keldor. They seem a little too excited
A
and
little bit frustrated, just a little.
so.
Haven't hit things enough recently.
Yes.
the angst is strong with these ones.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you all now have a +1 to saving throws against charming and fear effects. Although none of these goblins look particularly magically inclined, so you look fine for that.
Yeah.
But more importantly, attack and damage. Yes. So you all feel better. You all feel like you can fight now. And that brings us right back round to the start of things with Flick.
Alright, so I'm gonna no. Flick is going to. Nope, that's not my cursor. Here we go. Trying to select my token. I'm going to basically take a 5-foot step down and try and chuck a dagger into the warg's throat.
Okay.
The one that's 2 feet away from me. 2
Yes.
squares away from me. Okay.
Are you
And
trying to be sneaky?
I'm attempting to sneak attack. Yes.
Yes.
Definitely
He is
trying.
flanked, so sneak attack.
Yep,
works.
that is absolutely fine. Just double
Yeah.
checking. Which dagger are you using? One of your normal ones? Are you pulling out a saber?
The sabers aren't for throwing or for stabbing, so I'm gonna stick to one of my regular ones this time. I don't want to get closer to that thing. That's the scariest thing Flick's probably ever seen in his life. He doesn't want to get anywhere near it. He just wants to be on the other side of the second scariest thing he's seen in his life, which is Keldor.
Alrighty.
Um,
Did you forget to roll to attack?
that was just.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay.
No.
What?
It's
Might have
hitting
hit
it.
the wrong one, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, hold on.
Come
Make
on,
sure
Mr.
you hit the one on the left.
Yeah.
Mr.
I
Dex,
thought
let's
that's the
not
one I hit,
continue
but I
this.
apparently
Do
did
it.
not.
And
Also,
also, I don't think you've updated it
There
to.
we go.
You need to roll another d6 because you're level 3. Remember?
yes.
So just roll another d6 and we'll add that.
Yeah. There
Okay,
we
so
go.
that's 8 damage, and you're trying to hit the warg itself, yes?
Yes.
Not
I
the
was
goblin
going
on
for
it.
the warg.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you hit
I
that
think
dagger.
the warg is far scarier than the goblin.
Yeah, you throw that dagger. It jabs right into that warg's throat, and that's a decent amount of damage. What was it on? It was on that. So come on, Matt, you do maths. It's now on that much health. Okay. You
Nice.
doing anything else?
I can't tumble away, can I?
You haven't
That's like an
used your
action, right?
movement speed yet, so yes,
Oh, right, I've
technically.
used my 5-foot speed. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
5-foot
can
step, so.
move now as well if you so choose. So wish.
All right, let me just zoom out a little bit and see exactly what all the angles are here. Zoomed right in on us. Okay. You know what? I think I'm already in the best spot behind Keldor.
It is a very good
Although
spot to
Keldor's
be
got
in.
move. Yeah, no, actually, I'm gonna roll back behind, back where I was, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, everything's taking me 3 times as long because there we go.
Alrighty.
So, pop back.
Speaking of good spots, Kid, you are not in one. What do?
Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to keep my combat expertise going,
Yeah.
but I am going to go ahead and take a 5-foot step back so I can make benefit of that reach.
Alrighty, that's perfectly fine.
Alright, so I have to do some quick math alongside the let's see, the Bardic Inspiration. So there is
Easiest
no
way to do it
point.
is just put 2 into your temp strength. Automatically adds it to attack and damage.
I suppose that does work. I'll do that then.
It's just
Half a
easier.
moment? Yeah, give me half a moment. 2 in a temporary strength, at least for the next bit. Alright, cool. So I can still take the -2 on the attack to increase my armor class, which will now be considered 19 until the turn. Let me see.
Oh my.
Nice. At least my armor
Someone
class is bigger.
roll good. I'm just going to point out that
I mean, at least I hit a guy, but that's it.
okay.
Okay.
Moving on. Let me just check some things. I didn't...
Fingers crossed for round 2.
That was round 2.
That's 60, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? You're the biggest
Oh, and
looking.
by the way, I forgot something. This whole area is considered difficult terrain for the enemy.
Let's say, I totally just, I can put that on your token. Is it your threat range?
My threat range is, yeah.
So that's 10
Anything
feet.
that is in my threat range is considered difficult terrain.
Okay, let me just skadoop. You should now see. Oh, that's an awful
Yep.
color.
Perfect. Yep, that works.
Yeah, I've just realized the color comes up awful. Pick a color.
Green.
Yeah, that doesn't show up particularly well. That's better.
There you go.
Shush, cat. You already got fed.
Okay then. Well, in that case, they can't really charge through difficult terrain, can they?
They can.
Nope.
No, charging through difficult terrain is, well, difficult. So instead, what you've done is you've just sent more over in Kid's direction. Oh wait, they wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know that. That's bad DMing. So he's gonna get there and then struggle, and then go, dang, I can't keep charging because I feel threatened by you excessively. And the other is going to do the same.
Microaggressions.
So they're going to be rushing towards you, and then when they get close, the wargs themselves feel a little threatened and intimidated and stop the charge. So they're going to go, ugh! And that actively ends their turn when they get there. What these ones round here are going to do, this one is going to loop around Kid, and this one's going to just move forward, and now we're going to try and attack.
Those were
Opportunity.
Yikes.
well, maybe one of them wouldn't because that was just a 5-foot step. The other one definitely would though.
Oh yeah, so attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Roll decent, please.
Try it, kid. Let's do it.
Yes.
That's better than it was.
Are you going for the goblin or the
that one-
warg?
That one's going for the goblin.
Alrighty. That's a pretty hefty blow onto little goblin boy on top of it. It's kind of got this great big like hole in its body where your chain hit, but he's still holding on just about. And
Okay.
almost as if in a form of retaliation, both of these guys actually rolled pretty damn good. I have a 19 and a 20 to hit.
Both of those will hit. His armor class.
6 damage.
My armor class is considered 19 because of combat expertise for this turn.
Yeah. Okay, Unst. Unst is enraged that he missed,
Wait,
so...
you gonna roll damage?
Yeah, what damage do I take, by the way?
6.
D6 from both of them? Or just from all
Collectively.
Okay.
That's total damage. One rolled 1, one rolled 5.
together? That's fine.
So Unst, he's angry. He's going to start a raging. He's going to go, ah! Unst never misses! Unst, smash! There we go. Now Unst is rolling good with a 22. And, okay. Time to do maths. So it's 7 on the dice, plus his strength mod, plus 1, plus another 2.
He's raged.
Okay. So 7 plus strength mod takes it up to 11, plus 1, 12, plus another 2, 13. He's going to swing that down on... Well, he's just going to swing, and in doing that, the goblin that was sat on top of this warg is slightly less alive.
He is no longer amongst the realm of the living.
Where is he?
I think Kmart.
That's just... Okay.
That's a North American thing. Sorry,
Yes.
Matt.
The goblin that was sat upon this warg is now half a goblin, as the other half has slipped after being neatly cut onto the floor.
So Unst is not happy.
No, and Angus is going to join in with this, and he's going to try and give the old warg a great big flickety thwack, and that is good enough to hit the warg. So, diddly damage. Good damage. The warg is still alive, but Angus from Fife has smacked it in the hind leg with his great big hammer.
After that, he's going to hit it with his weapon.
Okay, time for the little folks. Once again, one shooting at Kid, and these two, they're gonna... Well, they actually can't shoot because they need to move and reload. This one is reloading and shooting, so he's going to take a shot at Kid. An 11 is not going to hit, so Kid's good. Roll where he hits instead. Everyone's... He hit his friend again. Oh.
We're not the only ones that are too anxious.
So obviously what we're seeing is a grudge, and this goblin is very obviously not happy with it, so he just keeps shooting him in the back.
Yeah, there's one goblin in there just not even paying attention to us. Just, fuck you, Phil.
He actually just killed his friend. With the second crossbow bolt, you know, he aims, he shoots, hits the other goblin there, back of the neck, and you know, the one on the wall turns and he goes, "Rah! And falls off, bleeding out.
I'm man?
Yeah.
Eliza.
So are we making that one? That's what's going on? You're gonna make shot his friend, our friend?
Dude, I know he stole your girlfriend, but that's not called for.
It was perfectly called for.
Wait, he speaks common!
No, I don't. Quiet, you.
You probably do. You didn't bother trying to
These are the
speak with
only
you.
phrases I have learned.
Alright, what does Eliza do?
Eliza wants to go and heal Kid, but knows she might get attacked if she does so. So...
I'm going to... Oh, I wanted to shout at her. Can I say, don't worry about me?
Yeah, if you want to shout at her, go right ahead. In which case...
I'm good!
She is just going to hold her action until it looks like someone needs help. She's not an active combatant, and she's stocked up to help people. Keldor,
Alrighty.
you now have 3 wargs, one without a goblin on. Well,
Okay,
it has
so
the goblin's lower half on it still.
so this guy right in front of me.
Yep.
Is on top that is taking the smack.
Do it. I'm assuming you mean this fellow.
Let's see the one goblin. Oh, there we go.
Finally!
Goblin or
That's it.
warg?
Goblin.
Just make sure you
Let's
did
just
mean
start clarifying that
this
before
fellow here,
we
right?
shoot.
Yeah. Describe what
The
you do to
goblin?
this goblin.
How's the goblin looking?
Dead.
Alright, with that, I am going to cleave down on the ward that he was on.
Do it.
Oh my goodness!
I want to give it you, but you're one short. This warg was charging. It takes a -2 on AC. You hit.
Yes, it does.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
There we go.
Ah, yay for charge!
Those moments when the rules unfuck you.
Bet you're glad I remembered.
That
Otherwise, you'd
worked.
have realized later on. Damn it! So
No, I would not, honestly, because I forgot they charged it all. They gated it.
okay, that warg is not looking so good. Very unhappy. And then we
How's
have
that ward looking?
not very good at all. You got a big, nasty-looking cut on it.
Good to know.
Primrose.
What is Primrose?
We lost Rebecca again. Protective orc mode is activated.
Whatever that entails.
Becca, you're muted. It is muted.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, finally, Jesus.
There we go. Primrose, what are you doing?
Not sure what happened, but it did. Anyway, yes, protective work mode is activated.
Yeah, I know how you feel. My phone's running at like twice its normal temperature. I'm hoping my house doesn't burn down before the show ends.
Where's the light go? Wait. Where'd she? Wait. Oh, there she is. Above my head. Okay. I've only ever used Primrose in one battle, and now it's like one turn. I don't know what else to do. Crap.
Well, if you keep your bardic inspiration going, then it continues the effect. If you stop it,
It
will
lasts for 5 turns. That's
Yes,
Uh,
it does.
Yeah,
after you stop singing.
yeah. So you can choose to continue it, in which case you just roll a concentration check. That uses your standard action, but it means it goes on longer. It goes on for 5 turns from when you stop doing it. So if you were to say spend 4 turns playing your music, then the effect goes on for 9 turns. So if you're unsure on what to do, bards are always good at doing that. Obviously, you have your spells. You know, whatever spells you've got, you can throw one of them out somewhere.
my spells are mostly for like decoy.
Mm.
In that case, I would just suggest
Actually,
keeping
hang on a
your
minute.
music up.
Hang on. I may have a solution. One moment.
I love when bards say that.
Because it is never the solution, is it?
No, not usually, but it's always fun. The anticipation's killing me.
Sorry, hang on.
No, we're all just so excited. What is she doing?
That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted to do. Actually,
She didn't want to excite us.
I got it. Okay. In light of waiting, I have a spell for Eliza.
Ooh, fancy spell.
Sorry, what are you doing?
I am going to cast resistance on Eliza.
Someone remind me, is resistance a
actually
touch
smart.
spell? Do you need to rush up and touch her, or?
Okay.
No idea.
I
me and mine.
can look it up instantly.
I can look it up quicker.
Ooh, the race is
yeah,
on.
to that-
Touch.
It is a touch spell, yes.
Oh, that's actually
I
super
think it
cute. Primrose is just gonna go, and rush up and like. I always hate having to ask this question, but how are you touching her?
It's really important. You kidding me? Hand on shoulder, quickly, that kind of thing.
Okay. You touch her. You imbue the spell resistance in her. She feels resistful. She feels as if she can resist things a little bit better. And looking at the time, we probably don't have enough time to continue on for another round. So I think a sensible place to leave it would be there at the top of the initiative order, unless someone wants to, say otherwise.
I do want some of combat started off. Kid is going to shout out Draconic at the two next to him. He's going to say Zuufen wal alin do faznoi, and as soon as he says that, honestly, what he's saying, the words that he's saying was, "I will create a world of pain on you," which is the roughest way he could possibly say it.
Nice.
Basically, all of the combat expertise is going to drop. He's about to go full rage mode on these guys.
Good man.
Yay!
If they speak any Draconic, I hope they're shitting their pants right now.
Unfortunately, they do not speak Draconic, but you shouted
Okay.
scary sounding words at them. You know what? Since we aren't quite at time, we'll use these last couple of minutes. Does anyone want to add some other roleplay type flavor into what they are doing?
Eldor is just smacking shit at this point. He's kind of annoyed, so he's just killing stuff.
Okay.
Flick was clearly terrified. He's like almost shitting his pants behind like whatever robes he's grabbing, and
You really think it's a good idea to stand
peeking out.
behind Unst, the one who just like dissected a
Rage mode.
goblin and looks very angry?
He's not even worried about the goblins. He's worried about the wargs. He's had a lot of problems with stray dogs and shit in the city, and these are like 10 times that.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Well, Kid, in reaction to your intimidation, this warg here, the one which the rider has died and fallen off of, that ward seems to be backing down. Its ears flatten, and it appears to be rather intimidated. It looks like if given the chance, it's going to run away. Okay. And that means next week we'll get to start off
Okay, there's totally
in a full-on fight.
real quick.
Something else real quick, go.
So Flick being turns back to a tree behind us, and then all of a sudden a flash of something, like he realizes something goes across his face, and he grins a little bit, and then he turns around and he dodges out from Moons, but as he does so, he flips the paws over his hands and the saber-tooth face over his face, and he tries to actually look like a saber-toothed cat and like sneak out from, like jump out from beside Unst and like yell in this thing's face, like the closest thing he can approximate to, like.
Roll Intimidate or perform, whichever you have more ranks in.
Let's see. I think that would be intimidate. I don't have any ranks in perform, so
Yeah, that's fine.
that's an intimidate of 8.
That is.
Wait.
So it's about as intimidating as that roar sounded.
No. That warg rolled a nat 1. It's gonna look over its shoulder, see that, without thinking. Yeah, the only thing I can equate it to, you know, those viral videos of cats reacting to pickles. It's gonna do that. So it's essentially gonna leap out of the way. It's essentially gonna try and leap out of the way and run off.
Saber-tooth tigers are the. Yeah, turns out saber-tooth tigers are the only known natural predator of warg.
Okay, and with that, my lovely adventurers, we are going to call it a week. We're going to call it a week, and next week we will begin finishing off this combat of this invading, raiding party on this little dwarven keep. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. We are very glad that you decided to tune in to Welcome to the Party. If you like Welcome to the Party, you can find them on Twitter, on YouTube, on Discord, and of course here on Twitch. There's loads of good reasons to follow these people. You know, if you want to get into Dungeons and Dragons or any other role-playing games, there's loads of good conversations happening down in the Discord. Twitter, they'll give all their information, and YouTube is where you can catch all the archived videos of everything that is ever streamed on this channel. I think that's enough plugging. Sure. Other plugs? Me! I am the Bardic Knock. You can find me on Twitter at the Bardic Knock. You can find me on Patreon at the Bardic Knock. I'm not ever expecting anyone to actually give me money for this, so if you want to, amazing. If not, yeah, whatever, I'll keep doing it. I'm also on YouTube, the Bardic Knock. I think that's everything that I do. Obviously, Archer, who is our lovely resident artist, you can find him on Archer of the Eye DeviantArt. And none of you other guys have actually used... You don't use Twitter that much, do you? You don't want people following you and knowing what you're up to?
Nope, not really. Social media and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's absolutely fine. And with that...
I would like to...
Sorry, were you trying to talk,
Right.
Cody, and
Yeah.
was I just being a dick and talking over you?
I would like to... Yeah, sorry. I would like to plug the awesome artist who made Kids Picture. He is found on thomastalks.tumblr.com. Thomas spelled TOMISTALKS. He is very good at what he does, and he is a very competitive price as well. If you're ever looking to get some high quality art.
Cool.
Yeah, as you can see from that artwork of Kid down there, he's a very talented fella. And with that, once again, I'd like to say thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, you should consider following, and if you can, no pressure, subscribing to Welcome Party RPG on Twitch. Because when you subscribe, you get amazing things, like a free crit once per month to any person in any game. TJ, what are the other things they can get as well?
Well, there's a whole list of things you can get, ranging from giving advantage to a player all the way up to actually altering our character sheets. Or adding a NPC into the game that Matt will then have to find a way to interact with us. And you can make them pretty much whatever you want. I don't think Matt's put any restrictions on that yet. He's worked with some pretty weird things on the fly from us, so I think he'll find a way to get it in there if you have any crazy ideas.
Yeah, you want to make a dragon NPC, next week, a dragon appears. Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, that is all the plugging, all the goodness, all the happiness, all the goodbyes.
It's totally not me.
Yeah. So once again, thank you for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope you show up again. So until next time, good evening and happy adventuring, everybody.